All right, we'll get started now. So welcome. I'm Christine Tona. I'm the interim superintendent. Thank you for joining us. As you are aware, in Riverhead, we have a spike in positive COVID cases. We do believe, and the Suffolk County Department of Health Services believes that this is not specific to our schools, that the spread in the schools has been contained. We don't see that many positive cases, but unfortunately within the town of Riverhead, we do see a lot of positive cases. And the concern at this point is the governor has created a system of looking at microclusters by zip code or geographic area. And there's a yellow, orange, and red system. Yellow would require us to, in order to remain open as a school district, to regularly test 20% of our population. And as long as that percentage is below the geographic percentage of positive cases, we would be able to remain open. Orange and red, though, require the school district to close and go to full remote instruction. The difference, though, with red is that not only does the school district need to close, but local businesses would need to close as well. And that's how serious this is right now. The county has identified Riverhead and Hampton Bays as two areas that are in danger of being in the red zone. And we all, as much as we absolutely do not want our school district to close down, we want to remain open for our students. But it would be devastating to the town, to our community, if the local businesses were shut down as they were back in March, especially now. Thanksgiving is next week. We're entering the holiday season. So the Suffolk County Department of Health Services and Suffolk County Executive approached Hampton Bays and Riverhead with a pilot program to do some testing so that we can increase the pool of people being tested. Because right now, when we drive around town and we look at our local health facilities like CityMD, we see long lines of people to get tested. The majority of those people online are experiencing symptoms, and that's why they're there. The majority of the people who come to work in the schools district or go to school in the school district, they are not exhibiting symptoms, otherwise they would be home. So the idea is to do some mass testing in the next few days, and hopefully those people will test negative, and it will provide the county and the state a truer picture of what percentage of infection we have right now in the district and in the community. So we're planning to start tomorrow. Emails will be going out soon. So thank you if you did respond to the survey. And if you have not responded to the survey, I hope you're here to consider responding later on after this webinar is over. So those that respond and are interested in being tested will receive an email either today or tomorrow or Monday, inviting them to be tested either Friday, Monday, or Tuesday. Tomorrow will be in the high school. We haven't determined the locations for Monday and Tuesday as yet. We will determine those tomorrow. And once you have the email, there'll be a consent for parents to complete to say that, yes, their child can be tested. It's electronic. Employees will be asked to do that as well. Then the student or the employee reports to the gym, let's say it's tomorrow for the testing at the time indicated. Once you get there, there'll be a few questions. It starts out with a temperature check, and those 4 questions that we have our employees answer on a daily basis and our families answer on a weekly basis. Have you traveled outside of the geographic area? Have you been in contact with someone who tested positive for COVID? Do you have any symptoms? So those questions will be asked. And then once that information is collected, then the person will head over to the testing area. We'll have representatives from Suffolk County Department of Health Services doing the actual nasal swabs. Our nurses from the school, as well as some other nurses from the district and some clericals from the district, will be on site assisting and counseling if when the results are given. But the representative from Department of Health Services will do the nasal swab. It takes only a few seconds. It doesn't go very deep into your nostril. It's a little tickle in the nose, and then they swab the results on a test strip, and it takes about 15 minutes and there'll be a result. And while the student or the employee is waiting, they wait socially distanced at another part of the gym. And when the test results are done, they'll be called over to meet with one of our nurses who will inform them if the test is positive or negative. If it's a positive test, the student's family will be called immediately and asked to pick the student up, and you'll be encouraged to go to one of the medical facilities to get one of the longer PCR tests. Employees will be sent home if they test positive. We're hoping that no one will test positive tomorrow. There'll be some screening done before we even let anyone in the test site to make sure that they are not exhibiting symptoms, because we want this, the purpose of this is to test healthy people with the nasal swab, and show the county and the State Department of Health that it's a truer picture of negative and positive readings. The positive we know about, let's have some people who are negative test as well, because that will bring the infection rate down and keep our schools open and keep our businesses open. So let me go through a couple of other details that I'm sure you want to know about. The test itself is called the BinaxNOW test, and as I mentioned, it's a non-invasive nasal swab. The results, the students will only be, parents will only be notified if it's a positive result. So basically, no news is good news. If you send your child in to get tested tomorrow, you'll know what time that is. Within an hour of that time, if you don't get a call, you know your child tested negative, but we just don't have the capabilities to call every family tomorrow. This is a purely voluntary process. This is not related to the yellow and orange red microcluster testing. This is separate. It's a pilot program. The county and Department of Health Services have been working all week with Hampton Bays and now with us to come up with a way to make this plan work. It will be a model possibly for other school districts if other school districts should move into the yellow zone in the future. This will give us a better idea of the process that needs to take place in order to keep our schools open. So like I said, it's completely optional. If you do not wish to have your child tested, that's fine. Your child can still attend school if they are an in-person hybrid model student. So once we know that we have these test results, and if it brings our community down out of any of the color designations, we won't need to test at all if we can keep the rate at that level. So this is definitely an opportunity. The test kits have been donated by the New York State Department of Health, so there's no charge to the district here. And at this point, I'll open it up for any questions. There's at the bottom of your screen, you can either put something in the chat or you can put something in the Q&A if you have any questions. And this webinar is being recorded, so we'll post it on the website after we're done. So please tell other people that you know that might be considering having their child tested in the next few days to watch the webinar. And you know, hopefully this is answering some of the questions that people may have. So in the chat, it is my understanding that the rapid test is not reliable, so why would be using it now? It is, according to Suffolk County Department of Health Services, they feel it is reliable for a negative test without any symptoms. It's different if someone is experiencing symptoms. That's why if you go to the medical facilities with symptoms, they do a rapid, and they also do the longer PCR test. So, any other questions? The county is also looking to create some type of a community testing site. They did set it up with Hampton Bays, but I haven't received official word yet whether they are able to put one together in the town of Riverhead as well. But again, thank you for considering to test yourself or have your child tested. Um, this is, we're at the point now where if we don't get the infection rate down, we may be heading for one of those micro cluster designations. And with the holiday season upon us, closing, we certainly don't want to close the schools. We want our students to be in person, but closing the local businesses would be devastating for our community. So thank you for taking the time today to join us, and be well and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you.